Welcome to this video in which we will discuss self-concept, what it is, why it's so important, and the vital secret key to manifesting. And then I'll give you 8 ways to change and improve your self-concept. So self-concept, what is it? Simply put, it's how you see yourself. Or it can be explained as what you believe your story is about you. And this can be in all areas of your life, including what you want to manifest. For example, your story about you and love, or you and health, how healthy you are. Some people have a great self-concept of health and love working out, eating healthy. They never have to worry if someone coughs next to them because they're like, I'm always fine, I've got a great immune system. And so they are never ill. They have a good story or self-concept about their health. However, some people have the opposite story. This is my genes, I've always been like this, etc. So that is what has to keep showing up in their 3D. Other examples are, what is your story of you and money, or you and friendship, or you as a sister, as a mum, where you live, how other people view you. Literally every area of your life you can think of, you will have a self-concept and a story you believe about yourself in that area. And we all have different self-concepts about ourselves. We all have strengths where we're like, oh, this is really good, like my health is great. But we also have things that we don't feel so good about ourselves. And that's because of what we've experienced in the past, what we've been told, and also the meaning we attach to those events that have happened. Because two people can go through the same event, but attach completely different beliefs about it. For example, you might have been told, oh, you're really funny when you're younger. So your self-concept about your personality characteristic is, I am a funny person. I was told a lot when I was younger, oh, she's shy. So even to this day, as a grown woman that's done so many brave things by myself, I still sometimes find myself saying, oh, I'm shy. This is my story that I've ingrained in myself, but it's not true. And it doesn't have to be true. In love, some people grew up excited to get married, not even giving it one thought if they would. So guess what? They easily got married. You may have a life experience or dated people that made you think the opposite. But I'm happy to tell you, all these self-concepts are just a story you have been telling yourself so far. And this story can be changed, okay? You write the script to your life. So we just have to uncover what your old stories are that no longer serve you, and then simply change them to positive ones that you do want to experience. That is the simple basics. So why is self-concept so important and the vital key to manifesting? Because whatever you believe your story is or your self-concept is has to show up in your 3D life. I'm going to say that again. Whatever you believe your story is what has to show up in your 3D life. And by 3D life, I mean the life you experience out in the world, or reality, as some people may call it. What you think, believe, feel, speak to yourself about is what has to keep manifesting in your life. Life keeps having to show you what you believe about yourself. Think of experiences and people as just a mirror, reflecting back to you what's been going on inside your mind. I used to think manifesting was actually hard, and I had to trick the universe somehow to bring me what I wanted, or I had to make it so clear so the universe knew precisely what I wanted, and I had to do all these things outside of me, like lay the table for two, sleep on my side of the bed, etc. And I didn't know why I couldn't get what I wanted. It was like this mystery, this thing out there in the sky, in the universe, that I didn't fully understand. It was like a power outside of me. And I knew law of attraction worked, but I didn't really know how or if it was possible for me. But now I know manifesting is actually really simple. It's nothing to do with the power of the universe, with this thing outside of you granting your wish. It's just you and your thoughts. So doing these actions outside of us, like sleeping on my side of the bed to manifest love, isn't what's going to help you manifest. They're just tools, like they're great, they're tools, but it's not the thing that's going to help you manifest. It's the thoughts you attach to those actions about your self-concept that will help you manifest. So simply sleeping on one side of the bed isn't what's going to help, but feeling like, you know what, I sleep on this side because I have a wonderful husband. I sleep on the other side, giving me a great hug. That is what's going to help you manifest the story you tell yourself about you. So say you desire to drive a convertible Mercedes, yet at the moment you drive a Skoda. If your self-concept is, I don't know how I can afford one, and you're getting in your Skoda and you're feeling a bit bad about yourself, the 3D has to mirror your self-concept. You can't just affirm, I have a Mercedes, as that affirmation is for something outside of you, and you are the power. So as much as you want that Mercedes, your self-concept is saying no. So we need to work on changing our self-concept. And we can do this by, when you're driving the Skoda, affirming, it's all about us, I feel fabulous driving my Mercedes. I could easily afford my Mercedes. I am the type of person that drives a Mercedes. I am more than worthy of owning my Mercedes. You become the type of person that, of course, drives a Mercedes. So you have to put yourself on the pedestal and take off whatever it is you desire. Let's look at how to change your self-concept with your SP, aka specific person. You may be affirming, my SP wants to be in a committed relationship with me. This is stating to the universe what you want on the outside of you, which is part of manifesting. But however, the vital key is knowing your power and your worthiness and what you believe on the inside of you, your self-concept. So you're saying my SP wants to be in a committed relationship with me, but maybe your self-concept about you may be conflicting, saying, oh, he's too good for me, love isn't for me. So like in the morning you might do your affirmations, but then throughout the day you're thinking, oh, he hasn't contacted me, it's not going to happen. Then the universe is in this tug of war about what you want, and so it can't deliver. It's like, okay, she wants her SP. Okay, no, she's not ready for SP. Oh, hang on, she's affirming she wants him. Yep, let's deliver. Oh, no, hold back, because now she's saying love isn't for her. Like, see how confused the universe would be? And it has to deliver what it thinks you want. It doesn't care what you want. It has to deliver what it thinks you want. And if you're thinking conflicting thoughts, it's like, I don't know what this girl wants. So you are writing your script, and your SP is just a character. He has no choice but to reflect how you feel about yourself. It doesn't matter how much you want him in your life. It's if you don't believe you're worthy or possible, your SP has to reflect your story. So we just simply need to go in and change your story. And once we become aware of our old self-concepts, we can start working on changing them. So you could affirm, my SP wants to be in a committed relationship with me, but the vital step is to make it about you. So you simply add, because I am so amazing and worthy, because love is easy for me, because I am the best. I am the whole package, dang it. Now, your SP and your world has to start reflecting this new self-concept, which is going to be a lot more fun and easier than hoping the universe picks up on all these random acts you feel you need to do. Loving yourself and feeling good about yourself is such a nicer way to live. It's so much more fun. The secret is to affirm more about yourself than your SP. Stop working to try and trick something outside of you and just keep going inside. It's literally an inside job. So keeping with our examples, I am an amazing, beautiful, worthy woman that of course has a committed relationship with my SP because of how amazing I am. I am the glamorous woman that of course drives a convertible Mercedes because of how fabulous and deserving I am. You are the main character of your story. Don't think about outside circumstances or getting the universe to deliver. If you decide to change the script about you, the outside 3D has to conform. Changing the story about you always is what will sustain your desire in your life. I feel like I'm saying you a lot, but it's really to drive it home. You have to keep doing whatever you've got to do to become this new you until it's natural, until it's now your self-concept. Now, affirming something outside of you can bring it to you. I've done it with money and SP. However, after a while, my self-concept reared its not so pretty head and I couldn't sustain it. Because, remember from earlier, the universe has to reflect my self-concept and what's going on inside of my head. And if I think I'm worthy of something. So to sustain, which is what we're all really after, anything in your life, you have to keep affirming your new story about you until it feels completely natural to you. Like the person with their good health self-concept. They literally don't think about it. It's who they are. They've become that. It's honestly that simple. It's like the saying, which I love, change your story, change your life. I believe that's by a man called Carl Greer. I don't know how to say his surname. Greer. Anyway, I also want to touch a little bit on your feelings. So the goal is to truly feel and know you are this new character that easily has what you want in your life. However, let's be real. If none of us have experienced this before, or our self-concept up till now has been the opposite, this may not be as easy and straightforward as we would like it to be. Because we're going against what we've always been telling ourselves all these years up until now. And we're going against the wiring of our brains, what our brains have wired to protect us, but they're actually hurting us. And dare I say it, our old self-concept can be our safe place. It maybe not be nice, but it's what we know and what we understand. So we may feel some resistance to these new thoughts and affirmations, and that is normal and okay. You just got to keep going, repeating the story of the new you, even if you're like, I'm not sure I believe this. Don't know. Keep going. Change your self-concept. It will be worth it, and you are worth it. And you will see it does get easier. The 3D gives you little clues it's working, which is really good and fun and encouraging. So, for example, my old self-concept for years, literally all my life, was I won't get married. Recently, I decided, you know what? If I'm being honest with myself, I would love to experience like a healthy, loving marriage. Like I'm ready to experience that. So I put on a post-it note up on my bathroom mirror saying something like, I'm an amazing wife with an amazing husband or something like that. And in my reality, once I put this post-it note up and I was saying it in the mornings, men started saying to me, you are wifey material. And I have literally never been told that before all my life. And my current SP and I speak about that we will get married one day. I didn't have these conversations with previous men I dated. Like marriage just never came up. But with me and him, it's like, yeah, of course we will when the time's right. It was literally, as soon as I decided, yeah, this is what I want, and I put up the affirmations, that's when it started coming to me like little clues in the 3D. Like, because I started seeing myself different, the outside started to see myself different. So affirmations are magic and work as long as you put in the consistent effort to change your self-concept. Eventually it has to become real. It may feel delusional at the beginning, but keep checking in with you rather than your 3D. So for instance, if you want a new job, rather than looking on the outside, why has this not happened? Keep going in. Do I truly believe this is mine, that this job is mine? Do I truly believe I'm worthy of this job? Am I secure and confident that this is mine? That's what you need to be checking. You don't need to be checking the 3D outside. You need to be checking, am I there yet? So ways we can make ourselves feel secure and confident in our new self-concept manifestations. Here are 8 examples. You choose which ones you enjoy and want to do. Personally, I do them all. But remember, this is about you and your journey and having fun. Okay. Number 1, guided visualizations or meditations that help you get into the state of being that person that has what they want. I used to listen to one about my apartment when I was living with my parents, which helped me believe, yeah, this is possible and this is mine and this is how I'm going to decorate it and all this stuff. And yes, I bought my apartment for below the price I was willing to pay in the perfect area. And honestly, I do believe it was to do with that guided visualization. Number 2, scripting and writing out how you feel now you have your desire. Sometimes if I catch myself having an opposing thought and I'm able to, I like to script out, so write out the new complete opposite. So what I do actually desire. So I write out, I drive a Mercedes convertible, I feel so good in my new car, I am worthy and deserving, etc. I feel like it helps me really get clear about what I want, and it feels good going off into this little world where I have all my desires. And life is all about feeling good, right? I like to do it first thing as I wake up, which is a nicer way to wake up than looking at my phone. And also for me, I feel there's something like magical or natural about handwriting in a notepad. Like, I literally love notepads. I'm such a geek. And I don't know why. Whenever I get a new notepad, I'm like, oh, there's this magic in this. However, if you prefer to type it or do it on your phone, do whatever works for you. Number 3, affirmations. They are literally a savior for me. I like to say affirmations if I notice the opposite thought but can't script. I also like to listen to affirmations as much as possible, even if just in the background or in place of listening to the radio, which leads me to point number 4, which is pay attention to what you speak, think, read, watch, listen to. I replace the radio with affirmations as a lot of the songs don't reflect the story I want for myself. So if I do listen to music, which is very rarely, but if I do, it is my own playlist of songs that reflect my new self-concept. They're positive, good vibe songs. I don't watch TV, especially the news, and I'm selective about what I watch on Netflix because I don't need to be watching soap operas where it's just drama. I like to try and only let positive stimulus in. Number 5 is become aware of your thoughts, your words, your actions, and replace unhelpful ones. So again, if I notice I don't have a positive thought, I like to quickly do the opposite. And even if that in that instance I don't believe it, it does help me make me feel better, and it puts an abrupt end to going off into a not so helpful spiral of not positive thoughts. Number 6. Affirm majority about you and your self-concept, not the outside 3D. As I've already mentioned, it's about changing how we see ourselves rather than getting the outside to change. So affirming, I feel amazing in my committed, healthy romantic relationship, instead of my SP wants a committed relationship with me. Number 7, repetition. Repetition is key. We have to replace our old thought patterns as much as possible and keep going with this until we know this is who I am. This is natural. Okay, so number 8, give time for your 3D to catch up and keep going with your self-concept. It doesn't matter what the 3D is showing you. Keep going, keep affirming, keep believing. Because sometimes the 3D needs time to catch up from all your old previous thoughts it's acting out. It will feel great. Honestly, it feels so good when the 3D doesn't affect you. If something happens or someone says something and you're just like, whatever, like, it's cool. I know that the universe is working behind the scenes to bring me whatever I want. I know I'm driving my Mercedes convertible. The universe is bringing it to me. No matter what anyone says, you still have a good day. You still feel good. That is like, when you've hit that level, you are good, girl or boy. Okay, so that was my intro into self-concept, and it's important. I hoped it helped you in some way and gave you more clarity to self-concept. I wish you fun on your journey. If you found this helpful, please like, subscribe and comment any shifts or any aha moments you've had, because this channel is all about encouraging each other and giving us the motivation and giving each other proof or evidence that this stuff is real. So yeah, have a blessed day, everyone.